What is up, you absolute legends? Today we have a very special video. Not really, not a special video at all. But we're doing the Left 4 Dead tier list. And the thing about this tier list is, you know, most people would just say, oh, let's just rank the campaigns top to bottom, you know? But no. Not all maps are created equal. As a mapper myself, I've only made shitty aim maps for Counter-Strike, but I feel like I know a thing or two about maps, so let's rank a map individually from every campaign across the whole game. We're not doing custom maps. Like, come on. You didn't expect me to do custom maps, did you? We're not ranking Tank Playground. We're not ranking fucking Left 4 Mario, bro. This is official Valve games, Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. We're including all the Coldstream, all the Last Stand, all that. There's no criteria. This is just based purely off of vibes, whatever the vibes say. So, whether I crop this video or not, but you'll see No Mercy is first. So, we're gonna jump right into it. There's no criteria. I'm just gonna say, like, No Mercy. I feel like it's surprisingly short. You probably don't think it's as short as it is. There's no panic events. There's nothing too crazy. There's one-way drop on the map, but walls are paper thin in this game. So let's zoom and make sure we get it right in there. B tier map, very average, iconic. It's okay. I don't really, you know, No Mercy doesn't really do anything for me nowadays. I think it's a decent map though. It's a good beginner map. Can't be mad about it. So, the subway. This is map 2. You have the generator event. I don't really know if it makes me feel a whole lot different. This map is a lot longer, but I don't know. You have the medicine cabinet, and you have all the throwables. It's like a nice tutorial for throwables because you get a bajillion. But this map's okay as well. It's very by the books. It's not too crazy. I like the sewer a lot. I feel like this is one of the strongest maps in No Mercy. It's got a decent length. You go through. You shoot the classic gas station. You have to shoot the gas station every time you play. You go up. That panic event is pretty deadly in versus. I'm a big versus player, so I'm taking into account, you know, some campaign, a good chunk of versus because I'm playing versus most of the time. I don't know, survival and scavenge. Who cares? Who cares? But this map is one of the strongest in No Mercy because you go through like 2 different settings. You go through, you know, you're above ground at like this fucking warehouse or whatever, and then you go into the sewer, go back up to the streets. I think it's a nice detour, a nice change of pace. It's a solid A tier map. The hospital, interesting. I don't really know how I feel about this hospital. Yeah, I like it. I like it because you got the classic panic event. It's not too scary because this game is old and people have figured out that, hey, we could just camp in this one room at the end of the hallway, wait out the panic event, and then go to the elevator. But I think it's still a very classic map. A lot of interesting encounters will happen at the very top of the hospital. You know, you could be super weak, and then you're hobbling to the finish line, and then boom, Charger just charges you off the ledge. Any map that has an insta-kill potential pretty much is it's going up because Charger insta-kills are like some of the most hype moments in versus in Left 4 Dead in general. So I think the hospital is a solid A tier. And as far as finales are tough because on one hand, I don't really want to wait around for like however long, 10 minutes, you know, maybe longer. You're just kind of sitting around for a period of time waiting for something to happen. So a lot of panic events are not amazing, but I think as far, if we're gonna, like, you know, let's be realistic, Rooftops it's a good finale. I think it's classic. It's just a classic campaign. You have a lot of potential for tanks punch people off the map. You got the classic smoker, drag them from the down. They're walking across the pipe. Yoink! That's my survivor. Drag him down. That's an insta down. Someone comes down there. Charger. He bursts through. Charge someone off the map. They're dead. I think this map is really tough to play infected on sometimes because people found out that, you know, let's just split up and block sight lines so people can't spawn. People kind of know where to play to not get killed, and you can kind of kite around the tank pretty decently. But I think there's also some untapped potential, like if you're familiar with Counter-Strike, you know how there's like, you got like grenade lineup. Someone will be like, okay, you put your crosshair between this, and then you throw the grenade with a double click. Anyway, I think there's potential for spitters to learn similar things like grenade lineups, like spit lineups, so you can safely arc a spit, because once the spit goes high enough or it reaches the skybox, it'll drop straight down. So I feel like people can figure out how to safely spit on important places on rooftops to force people out of position. But that's like some giga brain shit. That doesn't really matter. Nobody is doing that. Not even me. I'm not even doing that. And I'm like the tryhard. I'm the one that said, hey guys, let's play in this Left 4 Dead 2 tournament. And I'm not doing that. But maybe someday someone will lab that. That would be cool. But pretty respectable rankings for No Mercy. I don't think any of them are S tier. You know, you can, I think even with the level of iconic that No Mercy is, I don't think any of the maps are phenomenal. I mean, they're good. They're great. A's are great, but they're not. I don't really want to play No Mercy, to be honest. Crash Course. Talk about maps that I don't want to play. The alleys. It's definitely going down here. Let's not kid ourselves here. The alleys is not. The Crash Course is just not a good campaign. This people know this. It's only 2 maps long. It's really short. But the maps are very long. I do have a favoritism towards longer maps, but I don't think it's long enough to make it. It's not fun long. It's not. I think you have the big howitzer fucking absolute like cannon that you shoot at the bridge, and that panic event lasts like forever, but it's like it's not an interesting location really. It's not. It's kind of shit, and then you go through that panic event and then you have to run to the safe room. It's kind of like the sacrifice with the big gravel pit, but like not better than that map. It's not a good map. It's long and it's shit. This map is mega shit. I think this map is probably the worst map in the entire game. The truck depot. I will give it its one praise, and it's that I believe it was the first finale that was a 2-part finale, because you had to start the generator, restart the generator, and then you escape through like the truck. But like, dude, you have to play through like a solid amount of map to get to the truck depot finale area, which is fine, you know. Blood Harvest finale is similar, but it's just not an interesting location, and you want to, dude, there's nowhere interesting on this fucking map to hold out. It just sucks. There's just nothing. There's like the 2 stupid buses. It's like this feels like a custom map. It's not good. Truck Depot is really really awful. It's my least favorite map in the entire game. But let's go to Death Toll though. Death Toll, I have a bias towards this map. I like this map a lot. I don't know why. I really don't know why. Gun to my head, the Turnpike or Apartments. I'm picking the Turnpike, but I don't know if that puts it into the A tier or if it's still just a B tier map. There's still no panic event. You have the bridge, which is interesting because in Versus you make an interesting dilemma. You have, okay, we can hit the survivors so this is from the infected point of view. We can hit the survivors directly out of spawn as soon as we can spawn to maximize how many spawns we can get, because if you wait to hit at the ladder, you can get either you can get more damage, but you lose out on, you know, that's kind of time that you wasted at the beginning of the map. So it's like, I don't know, you make an interesting decision, but I think a lack of panic events or even alarm cars only makes it a B tier map. I think it's a nice setting. I think the busted up bridge and the tunnel is very good, but I don't think it's actually that like fantastic. Man, whatever. I'm using my executive veto to bump it up because I like this map a lot. There's potential for like death charges or like, yeah, you like collateral people. So I think that actually bumps it up, to be honest. Listen, like, you're not really doing that on No Mercy Apartments. You're not getting a collateral, knocking someone off the ladder. You're not insta killing a whole team. That would never happen realistically on this map, but you know, it could. And then you got the drains. I don't think the drains is that amazing. I think the panic event is pretty whatever. You got like the bridge that you lower when you're in the sewers. It's okay. It's a pretty standard map. Yeah, I like the setting. The water that slows you down can be frustrating, but it doesn't really matter to me because you can just bunny hop through it, and I'm trying to bunny hop all the time. I really don't have much of an opinion on this map. It's very by the books. The church. Ooh, the church. This map is iconic, but I don't know if it's S tier iconic. I think it's only A tier because you do go through a lot of area in this map. You start off in the train yard, you go over the fence to the house that you have to go through. You get like tier 2 weapons and stuff, past that ambulance, go into the church, talk to the church guy, he does his thing. But I think the panic event is also a little bit solved, where people found out, hey, let's just not hold out in the church. Holding out in the church was already effective anyway, but people found out, hey, it's even more effective if we just stand on these gravestones. Like, zombies can't hit us and we can just block spawns because we're out in the open. So when people do that, it really sucks, but very classic map. And then we have the town. I don't know. It's the weakest map of the whole campaign. I hate the ending of this map. On paper, it's not so bad, but like, I like the idea of, you know, you have to go up the stairs, go around, and then you can drop down. It's like, it's kind of cool that they utilize the environment like that, but I don't know, pushing, like, if you're weak and your team is pushing through, you don't have any pipe bombs, it kind of feels like you have to burn pipe bombs here because it's just so crowded and messy, and like, you gotta use whatever you can. Like, it's not very fun. Getting swarmed by commons and being stuck in these like areas is just not fun. I don't like this map. I really don't. And we have Boathouse Finale. It's okay, I guess. It's a finale. I don't really have strong feelings on it. Alright, actually, let's be honest. The town is not that bad. I like the area before it. I did say some good things about it. The town's not that bad. The boathouse is a very like generic map, to be honest. It's not that interesting. This map is okay. Like, you have, as a tank, what do you do on this map? Like, people are just gonna hold out inside, upstairs, and you know, it's pretty hard to get to them. There's a especially annoying spot on top of like a bookshelf. Kind of annoying to hold it, and then you go, the tank spawns, everyone just goes outside. There's no hitables for the tank. You got like the big rock that like they introduced in the last stand, but it's like not that helpful. Like, were you gonna push that inside? Like, people are just gonna, it's so slow. Like, I don't know. It's not fantastic, but it's not terrible. It's like very playable. It's a very playable map, I guess. But next we have Dead Air. We're done with Death Toll. Dead Air Greenhouse. I like this map. I like this map a lot. I think it has a very similar thing going to the Turnpike, where I think the greenhouse itself, if like a tank spawns like very early in the map, I don't even know if it's possible in vanilla, but I'll play like fuck, what, oh my god, what is it called? It's not zone mod. Is it zone mod? I don't know. I'll play like, you know, Sea Pugs, which is like try hard Left 4 Dead. One of my favorite areas to deal with a tank is the very beginning of this map. And then you also have potential for like funny ledge scenarios, which as Infected, I think that's some of the most fun environments where you can, you know, you could death charge someone off here right from the rip. Jockeys, smokers, stuff like that. Yeah, I like this map. This map is really short though. It is really short. This map is probably like the shortest in, is it the shortest in the game? I don't know. It's incredibly short. It's probably shorter than the apartments. So, Greenhouse is pretty good though. I like it. The Crane. I think this map is really good. I think this might be our first S tier map. You got classic panic event. You pull down the big dumpster. You can jump on it early if you're cheeky, or you could wait till all the zombies are dead and then you can go across it more safe. You have the offices that you go into afterwards. It's a decently long map. You start in the construction area, and then you got that big ladder where like the huge hit usually like happens. This map is really good. I think there's a way to make this map really boring, and that's if you activate the event and then everybody runs down to the inside, like the apartment area, and you just hold out in like one of the apartment rooms. It's really difficult for Infected to hit you there, but I think there's enough ledge, hijinks. It's got a nice panic event to it. I think it really just ticks all the boxes that tickles my fancy for a good map. This is a S tier map. And then we have the construction site. This map is like okay. I don't really feel any type of way about this map. I think it's okay. I think the big glass skyway is interesting. I think that's a nice like little set piece, but it's very much at the end of the map. Parking garage, whatever. Construction site event, kind of whatever. It's very like by the books. Like, you're not really doing anything too interesting. Yeah, there's not really, I don't think there's anywhere that you can insta-kill anyone. The panic event is pretty safe, I feel. Everyone kind of just knows, hey, let's just go up on the scaffolding, and then we'll be okay. And there's all like the tier 2 weapons, like right from the rip. It's a pretty easy map. It's got a decent length though. And there's like an alarm car as well. It's okay. This map is the town but worse. This is the town but worst. You have 2 panic events on this map, both of which I honestly, okay, I'd have to fact check the first one. I think you can wait it out. You can wait out the horde. I don't think you have to push past a point for the horde to stop coming, but in the terminal you do, and it really, really sucks. The second panic event for this really sucks. It is terrible. Sometimes even a tank will spawn, and you're like, dude, why? This is so bad. They will not stop coming, and you're just, I don't know. It's not open enough to be like, you can dodge and juke and stuff. It's like narrow, but not narrow enough to funnel them in to like kill them easy. It's just the worst map. It's terrible. It's terrible. I think this might be my second least favorite map in the whole game. The alleys is probably third. And then we have Runway Finale. This map is okay. Damn. Would I rather play Boathouse or Runway? Probably Boathouse, to be honest. Runway, you kind of just like, people solve this map as well, where they know, hey, why don't we all just go out into like the middle of the open where the tank can't kill us, and then, or the specials can't kill us, they can't even fucking spawn. We'll just like spawn block them. So there's really nothing you can do until a tank spawns, and fortunately you have some very effective hittables, but until then it's kind of just a wash. You also have the classic set piece of the plane that blows up, that crashes and blows up. That's awesome, but this game is also over 10 years old, so I'm over it. It's C tier map. That's a dead air. We really have one in every category. That's pretty funny. Blood Harvest. This is interesting. I like Blood Harvest map 1. Do I like it enough to put it in the A tier? Not really. It's good. I think it honestly might be the strongest map in all of Blood Harvest. You have potential for ledge hijinks, death charges. You don't have any panic events. I don't even think you have an alarm car. It's you know what? Nah, let's be realistic. If we're gonna put the greenhouse up here, the woods is up here too. Come on. They're the same map. They're the same map. You got the classic bridge. That's really about it. You kind of just have the classic bridge, and there's a little bit that you can do before then. But it's probably just about as long as the greenhouse. Similar things to the greenhouse. You can have like a very interesting standoff at the big bridge, which I like. And then you have the tunnel. Tunnel suffers from the same problems as the town. This map is incredibly short as well. You also have like a stupid amount of resources. Like, you literally like come down the staircase, you get like tier 2 guns. This is like map 2. You get tier 2 guns right off the rip, and then you have a whole medicine cabinet there as well. And then you just kind of book it through another rush event. And this map is just whatever. It's not fun. It's not really that fun. Okay, the bridge. The bridge, I like the beginning of the bridge. I like that you start on the low ground and then you have to go up to the high ground, and then you just go down the stairs anyway to the low ground. Like, I guess when you think about it, this map kind of doesn't really make that much sense from a design standpoint, but you know, I'm not the one to argue semantics. The thing that sucks about the bridge event, this is kind of like another rush event, but you have like the cool train car hitting the bridge to knock it down, but you don't really get to see it. You don't really get to see it as a survivor. Like, you're chasing after the fucking train car. You have to go way out of the way. You don't even get to see it happen. I don't know. This map is kind of whatever. It doesn't really excite me. Not really a fan of the bridge. Probably another C tier map, to be honest. Let's take a little break, take a little intermission for tea. Because my throat is getting a little sore. Train station. How do I feel about the train station? Let's see. What even is the train station? Oh god, dude. Oh my god, I don't remember this map. Okay. Got it. I think for that, it's C tier. And now I'm going to try and rationalize it. Okay, I remember. You go down the hill. There's a barn there. You drop down. It's a one-way drop. Probably the only interesting part of this map, to be honest. You go to the train station. You're there for like 2 seconds. Literally like 2 seconds. Like, they could have afforded to make it like a lot bigger. I think that's what I would have done if I was them. And then you go through like a building, and then it's another rush event. Like, man. Rush this. Farmhouse. This is tough. Farmhouse, you got 2 ways to look at this. There's the intended way, and then the way that people actually play it. But like, you know, this is a perspective of somebody who has like over 1,000 hours in this game. Farmhouse can be one of the worst panic event, or the worst finales in the entire game, because people found out, hey, let's just not play it the intended way. The intended way being like a survival map where you have these boarded up windows and you try and keep the zombies from getting through the boarded up windows. That's cool and that's fun. But the farmhouse, people found out, hey, let's just go outside where zombies can't spawn in our field of view, and then we have clear sight lines to just snipe anything. And then if we need to, we'll just go back for ammo. Like when the events or the hordes die down. So farmhouse can easily become one of the worst panic events. Therefore, it is D tier. Then we have Dead Center, the hotel. S tier map, really. Like, straight up. Like, honestly, like, no questions asked. Dead Center is the only map that does this, and I wish more maps did this, where you start the map and you have an immediate choice to make. There's no tier 1 weapons. You either choose a melee weapon or the pistols. In most scenarios, bar for the Magnum, the pistol is always the worst choice, because the melee weapon can just one shot special infecteds. They can kill like multiple infected, like common infected, in one hit. So the melee weapon is almost always better, but without someone taking the pistols, you don't have the option to like kill boomers at a range. Like, you have no choice. You have to like either utilize sharp melee weapons to cut the smoker's tongue as it's about to pull you. Also, I didn't even mention all of the ledge hijinks that happens on this map. There's a lot of nonsense that can happen. The only gripe I have about this map is that it's kind of bugged, where sometimes a tank will spawn and it'll spawn on the bottom floor when you guys are on the top floor. So the tank either just dies, or you guys are in a standoff, or you can utilize a glitch that teleports the tank to the top floor. But other than that, I think this map is fantastic. I think it's probably like the strongest map in, not the game. I don't know about the game, but it's a phenomenal map. Map 2, the streets. This is tough. It's up here. It's certainly up here. Is it S tier? I don't know. You have Whitaker. Whitaker? I don't fucking know. Don't care. You have him. He's classic. He's iconic. He said he wants some good old-fashioned cola. I think the cola event is super unique. The gun store as well, being able to just have access to any gun that you want, is super nice for like player choice. but laser sights are so strong. You get a whole thing of medkits. I think as a versus mode gamer, this map is only A tier because it's kind of easy. Because there's no panic event up until that point, so if you start getting whittled down, everyone's black and white, they're limping, but they make it to the gun store, that's a gimme. You're just back in the game. It's very easy to win as Survivor. This game is very Survivor-sided in Versus. So, the Streets is only A tier for that. But I think it's a great map. I think Campaign, this is another S tier. As a Versus player, it's only A tier. Then we have the Mall. This map is average. It's another rush event. It's not so bad. You have the classic like toy store that you go through, and then you run up the escalators. The rush event is not bad until you get to the very end of it, and then you have to like just it's like you're just mashing meat together trying to get through this narrow ass doorway. It sucks. It really sucks. Just trying to turn the damn fucking event off. You're like, all right, I've already cleared like 90% of it. Just give me the last fucking 10%. Let me just through this goddamn door. But I think there's some interesting stuff that happens in Versus. You have a one-way drop, which is fun. But people found out, hey, we could just push this fucking chair here, so it no longer becomes a one-way drop. And there's an interesting smoker, like insta-kill spot. But honestly, that's not enough to bump it up a tier. I think it's still just a B tier map. It's pretty average. Then we have the Atrium. I have a bias towards the scavenge type finales. I think this map is really good. It does have one flaw where if you're on the top floor, you can send 3 people to the top floor. 1 person on the bottom, or 2, depending. But probably just 1. You put 1 person on the bottom, he just dumps all the cans. The 3 people on the top can just easily cover that guy. Like, walls are paper thin in this game, so you could just shoot through like anything. That's the only flaw that this map has. Because you can honestly have like 2 people on the top floor, 1 person on like the fucking other side of like Timbuktu, and then you just take like the hunting rifle, and then you just, if he gets pounced, you just like snipe him like 3 times, because you can see outlines from forever away, and then the hunter just dies. Like, it's too open for its own good, but I think thematically this map is pretty awesome. And also scavenge finales are better than just waiting around. So, Atrium, A-tier map. It's pretty good. Next we have the Sacrifice. This is interesting. I don't know why the Sacrifice is next, but I don't know what the reasoning behind my orders were. Oh wait, I guess we are going in order. Dude, I'm trying to remember. Why did I choose the orders? I think it might be in orders of when events happen. I think this is chronological order. I think that was my reason. I could have fucked it up though. I don't know. The docks. What do we have happen in the docks? You come out of the train, and then you go up. This is the one with the tank in the car. Okay, yeah, tank in the car is awesome. It's a nice arena. Anything that's guaranteed spawns a tank is pretty fun in my opinion. For versus and campaign. Yeah, this map is awesome. I'm a big fan of this map. Any map that guaranteed spawns a tank is pretty good. You have the tank in the train car. Also, going inside like the factory is a nice setting. This map is surprisingly long. And yeah, I think this is a very strong map 1. And then we have the barge. The barge is, I was talking about this earlier, where you go up the gravel pile and then you go across the bridge. This is a rush event, but it only happens when like you're halfway through. I think it's very good. I think it's very fun. The barge is A tier because this map is it's actually like open enough that you can deal with the zombies trying to like surround you, and also when you're on the bridge, it's narrow enough where it's not like you kind of just mow down the zombies in your way. This map is also very long. You go through, you get to see like the sunken ship. You get to see, I don't know, the big like gravel pile is kind of cool. I like it. You kind of just feel like a badass. And then we have port. This is the map. This map is one of the few maps that actually, I think this is the only map that's repeated in the game. This is A tier because, you guys didn't see nothing. If you guys comment on that, you're shadow cursed forever. Okay, port. This is an interesting map because you get to choose the pace that you play this map. This is the one where you can activate as many generators at a time as you want. And each time, of the 3 generators spawns a tank. At least I think so. It's the only map that has like 3 guaranteed like tank spawns. Maybe. Normally they only have 2, and then 1 at the very end. But the 1 at the very end is kind of null because you're just going to be leaving anyway. The tank's not even going to catch up to you. But yeah, 3 tanks you got to deal with. And then you go up, restart the generator. Somebody dies. Classic. This is probably like the most story relevant map in the game. So I don't know if I'd really give that bonus points. I don't play Left 4 Dead for the story, but this map, you dictate the pace of it. It's very good finale. Impressively good. Sacrifice, or not sacrifice, my bad. Passing takes place right after the sacrifice, maybe even simultaneously. I don't know. Or no, not simultaneously. We know that for sure. Okay, the passing. Map 1 Riverbank. This is the one where you are going through some buildings. This introduces the golf club, the M60, the infinite caches that can just give you like infinite pills. Those don't exist in Versus, but they are in campaign. They're pretty fun. It's like a very minor possibility for like insta kills at the very beginning. Other than that, not really. There's no panic events. There's cars, so I guess that makes it probably better than the woods. There's a guaranteed witch spawn, which is it's super iconic. Like everybody knows the witch bride. It's very good. I think it's on par. If the woods is up here, this map is up here. They don't play the same, but this map is long enough. You can fuck around with the witch. You got alarm cars. It's better than the apartments. That's my hot take. Therefore, A tier map. The Underground. This map has a lot of good to it and then a lot of bad to it. I like the first half of the map, but I do not like the second half of the map. This map is pretty long. You start up in like the fucking neon district. Very cool setting. You know, you go through like the pub, go through like the water, go up the stairs, go across the balcony, and then you like go down into like the underground, and you go to like the fucking sewers, and it's like, man, we're in the sewers again. We're in the sewers in fucking the sewers in No Mercy. We were in the sewers in map 2 of Death Toll. Where else were we in the fucking sewers? We're always in the fucking sewers. No more sewers. Yeah, that's a rush event that sucks because you're in water. So it's like it's like A tier and C tier, so it averages out to a B tier. Okay, and now we have the passing version of the port. This is the scavenge version. This is A tier as well. The port is very solid, because this kind of remedies some of the issues as Atrium. I think the environment is not so iconic and interesting as Atrium, so it doesn't go above Atrium. But this one you actually kind of have to stick together and like bring cans with you instead of just like in Atrium you just throw them over the edge and someone else catches them and then dumps it. This you kind of have to like fucking relay race it to the thing, which makes it harder and it makes it more cooperative, I guess. I don't know, they're both very cooperative, and I think this map is pretty good. Another scavenge map, pretty solid. Yeah, I might have to take another fucking tea break. I might actually have to get up, grab more tea, because I'm almost out of tea. I don't want to fuck up my throat again. I recorded this once before and I fucked up my throat. Dark Carnival Highway. Interesting. I honestly think this is tough. This is very tough. I think, is it S tier? No, compared to these two, it's not as good. It's a little overplayed, but it is phenomenal. You have like 3 different settings, like in the same map. You start out on the highway, classic highway. You go to the motel, going through like fucking rooms and shit, scavenging for bullshit, and then you go down the big drop into the river. Go up to a little fucking hill. It's a big hill, really. But there's no panic events like there's no events that happen like map 1 of Dead Center and map 1 of the Sacrifice. Therefore, it doesn't get an S tier, because when you think about it, it's like, would I rather play Dead Center map 1 or would I rather play the Sacrifice map 1? I'm picking those two over this one, but this could also be my like Dark Carnival exhaustion, just speaking, because I've played this map so many times. Like, it's crazy how many times I've played this map. So that could really be weighing in, but I do think it's a very good map. I think this map is very good as well. This one has Noam Chomsky in it. This one has Kittyland in it. This one has the big slide. This one has the carousel. Very, like, this is like a very, like, you know, the setting of Dark Carnival is just on point. It's very impressive. I don't think this map is particularly hard. You only really have, what, like, one area that, like, you're probably, like, you have, like, one area that's, like, gonna do serious damage. And it's not even, like, an interesting area. It's just the fucking ladder that you have to go up to, because you can't shoot while on ladders. So you climb up the ladder, then you get fucked up. So only, like, actually, like, difficult part of the map. The carousel is honestly not that bad. I feel like it's only gotten easier over time. I don't know why. I guess people have just figured it out. But we have the coaster. This, bro, coaster, S tier, all day, my man. All day, my man. All day. Fantastic map. Because you spawn in the Tunnel of Love and then you go on the coaster. It's like, boom, boom, 2 sucker punches of just like peak. Absolute peak. You got the drop down in the Tunnel of Love, and then you got the rush event with the coaster. And the thing that works about the coaster is that you're on the high ground and the zombies are on the low ground, so you are like keeping them at bay. You can shove them off the coaster, get off me, and then like you're good. You're good. Sometimes the coaster can be fucking brutal. Sometimes you just get absolutely pulverized as soon as you start the event. Sometimes you don't even make it to the event. But I think the coaster is insanely good. The only thing that sucks about the coaster is when you get pulled off and then you have to go all the way around and you gotta have people babysit you, and then a jockey comes and he jumps, he drags you off, you gotta go all the way around. But that's good for the infected, so, you know, I think it's fun to play in versus. I think it's fun to play in campaign. I think it's amazing. The barns, however, this is one of my least favorite panic events. I absolutely hate going through like the gates at the very end of this map. It's so arduous. It's so exhausting. Like, this map is not even that interesting when you compare it to like any of the other ones. It's like you got the bumper cars. They don't even really utilize the bumper cars that well. It's cool that the tank can punch the bumper cars. I think what would make this map way better is if the bumper car area was more pivotal to the map, because what's scarier, being in the bumper car arena or going through this shitty little maintenance tunnel behind it? Like, bro, it's crazy. I think if there was a guaranteed tank spawn in the bumper cars, this map would be way better, but there isn't. And then you go over like the stupid rooftops. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't even know. Like, what are we at? Like the fucking petting zoo? It's just a dead horse in there. What the fuck? The barns is not interesting. It kind of sucks my ass. And then we have the concert. When you think about it, I think this map is super ambitious and cool as a idea. But in practice, it's just so open, and like you got like just random bullshit. Like you got like these weird scaffolds. Like, it's so hard to spawn as an infected. It's so hard to get in as a tank unless you can bunny hop. I think this map, from a gameplay standpoint, would I rather play Boathouse or the concert? Or I'd rather play Boathouse. I gotta put respect in the fact that they made Midnight Rider songs just for this event. Like, it's so extra. It on paper, it's such a good conclusion to Dark Carnival, but when you play it, it's simply not very fun. There needs to be more going on in the map geometry. It's just too open and barren. It's very easy to just hold out by like the fucking light stand all the way at the very top, and you're right next to the ammo. I think if you were incentivized to play on the concert more, if the stage was bigger and was more important, then that would be better. But people don't play on the concert stage because it's not that safe. So I think if you were incentivized to play on the concert stage, this map would be better, but you're not. Therefore, you lose C tier. Unfortunate. I hate putting it in the C tier, but that's just what it is. We back. Yeah, I got a glass of water. Yeah, I do it for my daughter. Yeah, I do it cause I'm fly, and I do it cause I'm hot. Yeah, I'm not high. I don't do drugs. I don't do drugs cause I'm too much a thug. Yeah. Whatever. Plank Country. One of a few map ones to have a panic event. So I think that instantly puts it in the A tier. You have possibilities for your chargers to put people in the water. It's a relatively long map. Probably the best Swamp Fever map. Spoiler alert, I think it might be the best Swamp Fever map. I think. Maybe. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Probably like the second most recognizable Swamp Fever map. People don't really fuck with this campaign. This map is nice because it's not so much of woods. I think the second half of this map is, but I like the beginning of the map because you got all the rooftops to spawn on. People don't really loot the buildings, which is whatever. People play the map however they want, man. Yeah, Plank Country is not too bad. And then you have the swamp. This is the one. Fuck. I think this is the one with the plane. I don't really fuck with this map, to be honest. The plane panic event is it should be cooler, but it's not. It's another instance of like the underground where it's a rush event where you're walking through water. Not that fun, really. Not that fun. It's not very intuitive where to go as a new player. Like, if you bust out the fucking plain door, like, you just get lost. It's very easy to get lost in this map. People don't know this map very well. The only cool part is the crashed man that could potentially be hanging in the trees with all the loot on him. That's cool. But this map kind of sucks. Shantytown. Another pretty solid Swamp Fever map. You have... I like this map because there's kind of like multiple paths that you can take in order to traverse around the water. I like maps that give you options to... You have an obstacle, and then it gives you options on how to traverse around the water. Like, obviously you don't want to walk in the water, so, you know, you can go across a bridge, or you can go to the right and go around where, like, the water's, like, not so deep or whatever. You know, you can go through the buildings, you can go around, you can jump on the rocks, go across, and then you got, like, the little, like, busted up houses that, like, might be flooded over. I don't really remember. But you got the tech where you activate the crank, the thing lowers, and then when it's like this, you go, and then you jump and you're like on a rooftop. That's fun. Probably unintended, but it makes you feel like a badass when you do it. Therefore, A tier. That's really all it takes to get an A tier, huh? Plantation. It's kind of just a pretty standard finale. This campaign's only 4 maps long, by the way. Most campaigns are 5 maps long. No Mercy 5 maps, Death Toll 5 maps, Dead Air 5 maps, Blood Harvest 5 maps, Dead Center 5 maps, Sacrifice 3 maps, Passing 3 maps, Dark Carnival 5 maps, Swamp Fever 4 maps. Kind of weird, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's probably better that it's only 4 maps because it would probably overstay its welcome. I don't really know how often or how much you could really tolerate going through fucking water that much. But the plantation, I don't know. This map, people kind of figured out how to cheese it as well. There's honestly there's so many different cheeses. You can go outside, so you like go down the stairs and then you go to like there's like an area over to like the right. Oh, that's off center. Area to the right. People play there. People also go, you know, top floor. You just hold back where like the staircase is, and also there's like an area to like the left of the plantation that people can hold out in. And yeah, the map is not fantastic. We can do this, I think. This is fine. It's probably gonna be a little weird now that like the screen regions are different, but viewers you can just fucking deal with it. Okay, Hard Rain. Milltown. I have a weird Hard Rain bias. I don't understand why. You know what? Come on. I gotta be realistic. No, let's think. If the riverbank, no, come on, it's not as good as Riverbank. I like this map, but there's no guaranteed witches. I don't even know if there's any guaranteed alarm cars, but I like this map. I don't know why. You're kind of just going through like a neighborhood, and I feel like this map is one of the best settings for like, this feels like it could be like a real place. Like the turnpike, it's like, that's very like exaggerated. Greenhouse, it's like, it's pretty exaggerated. This map just feels grounded in some sort of reality. I like that, but come on, it's not that impressive. Yeah, it's a shame. I really do like this map, but I gotta curb my Hard Rain bias for later, because I think the Sugar Mill is also B2. This introduces the many witches, but I don't think this is the best version of the map. Going down the big like grain fucking drop. It is cool. I think the map becomes more interesting on the way back, and I think this map is nice for like setting up, like, okay, I know what is going to happen, but you kind of just like activate the event. Like you go up like the busted up building, push the button, and then you kind of like tuck yourself away in like a corner. It's pretty safe. The event is not that scary. You're also kind of just holding out, waiting for something to happen, which is not that interesting. But I think the map becomes much more enjoyable on map 3, because now you are going backwards. Going through the cornfield in the rain is way scarier because visibility is exceptionally bad. I think the rain is the best part of the map, or not the best part. I think the map design is very thoughtful in this campaign, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot. I think hard rain is hard slept on. Mill escape, you go up the elevator, and then you got zombies waiting for you there. People don't wait for you at the bottom of the elevator on hard rain. That's like a very weak hit. But hard rain at the top of the elevator, you can get smoked out of the elevator. Someone goes, charger knocks you off the map, and you just fucking die. You know, someone could spit right in front of the elevator and then keep you in there, and then, you know, boomer will fuck you up, you know. It's cool. And I like that it forces you to look at the map that you previously played in a different way. Because now, instead of taking like the low ground, you're like, oh, there's like these like big like booby cylinders. I don't know why the fuck I called it a booby cylinder. Maybe you'll understand what I mean by that. But you climb up the ladder, and then you're going across like the fucking like I don't know, not crosswalks, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. I'll put the video on screen and you'll see. But you feel cool. You feel cool when you're like walking across all these metal planks and shit and scaling. You feel like a ninja. You feel like Ninja Fortnite. This map makes you feel awesome. But I think what's holding it from an S tier is a I don't know. I don't know why I don't feel like this is S tier. Maybe I don't know. It feels kind of short. I don't know. I really don't know. Return to Town. I think this is also an A tier. It's very much the same map. Because like you're also, I don't know. Dude, I don't know. I kind of want to put both these maps in S tier. But like it kind of contradicts my own criteria. Like there's no panic event on map 4, but you're like jumping across rooftops and shit that you walked past previously. The map feels way different, but there's like maybe I don't know. Maybe map 3 is a S tier. No, come on, no. Dude, I like this map. You know, I'm putting it up here. I don't give. You can sue me. I don't care. Fuck the criteria. I like this map a lot. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I don't know why. I don't even know if there's alarm cars on this map. It's really just nothing really happens in this map, but you just feel awesome. You're climbing up ladders and shit. You know, maybe a charger. Like when you're climbing up a ladder, you're in a very predictable. You're gonna come out at one spot. The infected are gonna know where you're gonna be. You're gonna go to the top of the ladder, so they can charge you off if they want. They can smoke you over to like the side, and then you're forced to like improvise. You're like, man, what the fuck do I do? And I think tanks on this map are especially fun because similar with map 1, but I think on map 4, when you're on the high ground and you have to deal with tanks, you You know, he punches the cars up onto the roof, and then you kind of got to deal with that. You're like, okay, if I get pulled down in the water, I'm just fucked. Like, I cannot let that happen. Also, okay, actually, I do think there are horde events, because, like, the rain will pick up, and then you're getting swarmed by fucking zombies. Like, I think that's a horde event. I think that spawns a horde when, like, the rain starts hitting. Yeah, I'm using my executive power to put map 4 as a S tier map. I like that map a lot. Hard Rain Town Escape, I think, is also an A tier. This, similarly to map 4, I think tanks on this map are pretty solid, because they have cars that they can work with. They can punch the cars up onto the rooftops. If you get knocked down from the rooftop, you are in trouble. This kind of feels like what the concert should have been, where, like, the concert, I feel like if they made, like, the concert like a floating stage, maybe, and then, you know, it's you're like in a dome arena. I don't know why I'm theory crafting a reworked concert, but yeah, I don't know, being like in the middle of the map, rather, like, you're not gonna play on like any of the edges of the map. Maybe people do, but I feel like they don't. I feel like everyone plays on their rooftop, which means you can get hit from any sides. Tank can come up, you know, punch a car up there. He can punch up, knock you off, and then you're getting hoarded because you're slower than the zombies. I think Town Escape works really well. I think it's a really good finale, but I don't think it's a S tier finale. I think as an environment, it's not that interesting. You're kind of just on top of fucking Burger King roof. Like, I don't know, kind of whatever setting. But very fun to play. I like this map a lot. A tier map. Okay, let's jump into the parish. Map 1. Interesting. Map 1 of the parish is a lot like map 1 of Hard Rain. I like this map a lot, but the alarm car only happens at the very end of the map. I think tanks on this map are very fun. I just really like tanks, but I don't know. This map is surprisingly short. You know, there is possibilities for, you know, charger insta-kills right off the rip. Classic. I'm sure you've seen videos on that forever ago. I think... Alright, what map 1s do we have in A tier? We have Plank Country, the Turnpike, the Greenhouse. Do I think this map is as good as those? In a weird way, yes. But I don't really understand why. I feel like this map is quite easy. It's quite straightforward. It's quite short. I think it's a good tutorial map. But there's just something about it, man. There's just something about it. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. Maybe it really only deserves B tier. Because after that, after the first hit, you're not really in too much of danger. Like Greenhouse, like, you know, you climb up the ladder and then you're in perfect line of sight to, you're going to be in a predictable spot for the charger to charge you off and potentially knock you off the building. You know, once you conquer the first 5 seconds of the waterfront, that's no longer a threat to you. So I think it really, honestly, only deserves B tier. But there's something about it, man. There's something about it that makes it like a high B tier. The park. This map is one of the better rush events. I think it's fun. But I think, yeah, I like it. I think it's an A tier. I feel comfortable putting in the A tier. It's got a nice link to it. You go through the park. You got options that you can go. You know, you either go through the middle, maybe there's something there. You got like the bathrooms on the right side, you got the gazebo on the left side. Everyone just goes to the left side. Just go to the left side, guys. Just go to the left side. And then you're going through like the zigzags of the fucking whatever that even thing is. I don't even know. It's like a checkpoint. It's not that scary, but sometimes it can be, because you can get like collateraled by chargers, and like spitters can shut stuff down, and like the shit is graded, so like boomers and smokers can pull you back. But at the same time, like, I think if there were more solid walls to stand behind, because everything is paper thin and there's so many fences, I think if there were like brick walls that you couldn't shoot through, because like walls in Left 4 Dead are paper thin. You can just shoot infected through walls all the time. So like even if you're a smoker and you pull somebody back, like they could just shoot you through like the little like fucking cardboard walls. So I don't know. It's good, but it could be S tier, but I think A tier is where it fits well. Cemetery, interesting. So what do we have happen in the cemetery? You're kind of just going through some urban environments. There's like the RV, which is like okay. It's a very classic, like, I don't know. It doesn't have a whole lot of crazy stuff happen. I think it's just a B tier map. The most interesting part of it happens at the very end. I kind of wish the cemetery, I would personally put the cemetery somewhere in the middle, and then maybe make like, I don't know. There's also like the place with all the alarm cars, which is interesting, but I don't know. It's okay. It's not as strong as the park, in my opinion. I think the cemetery is kind of... I like that the cemetery is randomized in single player. I kind of wish it was in versus, but it's also quite confusing in campaigns sometimes. I don't know. Cemetery, I just feel right putting it in the B tier. The quarter is also probably a B tier map. I think this is a weaker map than the cemetery, to be honest. Maybe I should put the... What panic events does the cemetery have? I guess none. There's just alarm cars that you could probably activate. The quarter has the float. Float is not a strong event, to be honest. It can be dangerous, but it's not that interesting. I like that if you're impatient and skilled enough, you can just jump onto the float ahead of time and skip some part of the panic event, but I don't know. It's kind of not that interesting. You got like the pool hall and shit, and you got like some streets. The float. It's an okay map. I do feel similarly about it as like the subway, where like I think the subway is like, it's like a very solid map, but I don't think it's that good. The bridge is an S tier finale. This is like probably the best finale in the game. It's a rush event that's like, it's wide enough that like there's room to breathe, but also there's so much danger. Just, you know, you can get whisked off the edge at any point, and that's what makes it exciting. You're kind of always on edge. You know, you got smokers setting up death charges, and you know, you have a guaranteed tank, and like cars, like so many cars that they can use. If you want to be safe from the cars, you can go on like the scaffoldings on the left and right, but then, you know, a charger can charge down the side, and you might have to reload. You might not be able to kill him in time. He knocks you off the edge. You know, there's a lot that goes on. It's got a nice length to it. It doesn't overstay its welcome. I think the bridge is just fantastic. It's a fantastic finale. Okay, Coldstream. Fuck, dude. Alpine Creek. This is the first map in Coldstream. Underwhelming, undercooked. It aesthetically looks great. It is a great looking map, but I just don't see it. It's I don't know. There's just so much weird shit going on in this map. Like, walk across this dumbass fucking tree and it slows your movement down. Like, bro, I don't know. Like, my guy can walk across all these fucking pipes in Return to Town and Millescape and of Hard Rain, but like a tree, like all of a sudden my guy's like, whoa, like, what do you think this is? Mirror's Edge? Like, it's not. It's Coldstream, bro. And if you're like a new player, like, maybe there's like arrows on the wall that tell you like where to go, but it's not intuitive to jump out the window. I don't know. And then you have like a little shitty rush event at the bottom where you open up the hatch. It's just weird. It's just a weird map. It doesn't really work. South Pine Stream. I had to test this map. I was actually testing this map before we did this video, so I can actually put it in the S tier because you have a guaranteed tank spawn. And then it spawns in a giant rock. You spawn up on the high ground. You feel like a badass. The rock comes in. Maybe you'll just down a guy with the fucking rock from downtown. It's a nice arena. You have this weird like flashbang event or effect when you come out of the fucking safe room, which is really annoying. But you know, it's a very minor part of the map. I don't know, you got a lot of one-way drops in this map. On top of a guaranteed tank spawn, you also have a area where you have to rush through a little fucking like place with like the running water, and if you don't make the right turn, you can just get pushed down into the drink. I think if you get ledged there, you kind of can't get revived because the water is constantly pushing you forward. So if somebody tries to revive you, they'll just get pushed forward to the ledge and then they'll get ledged. I don't know. Anyways, I think it's a very interesting area where the water is constantly pushing you forward. It actually like makes you move faster. It's like being on adrenaline. It's an exciting push panic event. I think this one works. I don't know why this one works, but it works, and it's pretty much the only W that Coldstream actually gets. Cause what is this one? Memorial Bridge. This map is also C tier. It's like, I don't understand. On paper, it seems cool because you're on the bridge. It blows up. It's kind of like the cemetery, but like I don't understand what I don't understand about this map, but I don't understand how to trigger the bridge to blow up. Like, I'll be right next to it and it just won't blow up. Like, is it on a timer? Is there like a trigger? I don't understand. It doesn't make sense. This map frustrates me. And then you like go underneath, which is like cool, I guess. I don't know. It's like, why did we even come up here in the first place if we're just gonna come down? And then the bridge blows up again, and then like cars fall in, and I think if you're in campaign, it goes slow-mo. It's like, why is it slow-mo? What are you doing? This is like totally unprecedented. I don't think it does it in versus though, but yeah, this map could have been like B or A tier, but it's kind of shit. And then we have the finale. This is another 4-map campaign. I don't like this finale. It's like, I don't know, it just feels so bootleg. I don't understand why. It's weird because I feel like map 1 is like so high effort. Like, the graphics look great, the lighting looks pretty great for Left 4 Dead 2. And, you know, I think it's a great looking map. And then Cutthroat Creek, it's kind of like, it kind of just feels like they just phoned it in. Like, you're just kind of going down like I think you go down like 2 or 3 waterfalls. It's like, okay, when the fuck does waterfalls end? Like, we're just following this river forever. And then you like go through like a tunnel. You come out the tunnel, and then you're like in some fucking like camp or something. And the weird thing about the camp is you get picked up by a helicopter. The helicopter is like floating. So compare this to No Mercy Rooftop and the bridge. Rooftop is A tier, bridge is S tier. No Mercy Rooftop, like the helicopter is like flying in place. It's kind of going like whoa, 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 whoa. Like obviously it's not gonna just be completely still in the air. And then like the bridge, like the helicopter is on the ground, so it's fine. But like Cutthroat Creek, it utilizes like a copy paste asset from the church, the beginning of the church map, I believe. Yeah. So like in the church map at the beginning, you have that big like watchtower, and like you go up there and there's like sometimes there'll be like a sniper rifle up there or something. Anyways, it uses like that same asset, which is weird because Alpine Creek uses a custom like watchtower asset, and it's like you couldn't do that for Cutthroat Creek, dude. Like you have like this fucking like generic like Half-Life 2 fucking ladder that is attached to like the fucking helicopter. That's probably why they didn't animate the helicopter to be like wavy, because they'd also have to do that with like the ladder and make like the ladder, climbing the ladder, not sickening. So I'm sure it was like a practical reason they didn't do it. But like, I don't know, it's just like not fully thought through. Like that part just bugs me. Again with this shit? Bro, get out of here, Photoshop. I'm gonna fix this. What? I'm not quitting. No. Get out of the way. Fuck. Oh my fucking god. What do you mean Photoshop will quit? No! What the fuck? Dude. Fuck you, Photoshop. Where's my tier list? This one. God damn it. God damn it, dude. Fucking, where were we? Okay. Last stand. Last push. Last stand. Oh my god, Photoshop is so fucking annoying. We just gotta do this super fast. Oh my god. Last stand. Junkyard. How do I feel about the junkyard? I think it's decent. I think it's like B tier. It's like average, I guess. It's a little too long for its own good. The event goes on for a little too long. But I think it's pretty solid. Solid map. It's a little too much. A little too much. Fix it. Oh my fucking god. This is so bootleg. Okay, whatever. I don't fucking care. We'll just do this. Okay, so Junkyard is B tier. And then the Lighthouse. It's interesting. The Lighthouse is interesting because it's like a 2-part finale. And then you got like all the shit that you had to do like beforehand. So the Lighthouse is like, I think it's really solid because it's kind of like Town Escape, where you're incentivized to hold out on like the rooftops, and that's also like the most dangerous spot, but also it kind of gives you like the best chances because all like the fucking walls and shit in the Lighthouse will just like break. So you're constantly like being surrounded, like if you're inside. So inside isn't super practical. So you're like, okay, I'll hold out on the roof because like it's close to the ammo. Gonna need ammo. Can't hold out like at the bottom of the fucking hill. So Lighthouse is it incentivizes you to like make a risk reward choice of holding out on the rooftop, and then you can get charged off of like 2 sides. It's good. It's also like a 2-parter where it also pivots into scavenge, which I think is cool. Pardon me. I think it's cool. I think it's a bit much. Like on like expert realism, it's kind of like a pain in the ass. And like also probably like for verses, it's probably a bit too much. So like maybe it's like a low S tier. But I do think it is S tier. I think, you know, going down to like the fucking water side to get on the boat, I think that's cool. I think it's pretty solid. Lighthouse is pretty good. So I guess with that, the only thing that's left to do is craft our top. If we were to combine all of the maps in S tier to make the perfect campaign, I would probably choose map 1 as the hotel, map 2 as South Pine Stream. Actually, crazy that Coldstream actually gets a high rating. It actually makes the cut into the goat squad. Map 3 is the coaster. It's the only map 3 we have, but the coaster is also fantastic. Map 4 is Hard Rain Return to Town. Tough. I mean, it's our only choice, but I do think this map banks hard on the fact that the Milltown exists. I don't know if it would be S tier if the Milltown didn't exist and kind of like flip it on its head. It's like listening to like a remix. Like maybe like the original is like really good, and then you like listen to like Ellie Goulding remix, and you're like, ooh yeah, this you know, this is fantastic now. But I do think it's a very strong map, so I think Hard Rain Return to Town makes it in the GOAT squad. And then the bridge finale. It is also, oh yeah, Lighthouse is another finale, but the bridge is fantastic. The bridge is iconic. It's incredibly fun. There's a lot of things that can happen on the bridge. It's a very funny map, and yeah, that's a GOAT squad. Hotel, South Pine Stream, coaster, Return to Town, bridge, and now I gotta buy Photoshop. Okay, that's it. Video's over. Bye.